This conference will now be recorded.
अली मुश्किल कुशा काज़ियुल हाजात नामत या 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 अली मुश्किल कुशा। शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। या अली मदद अजीज सर।
या अली मदद, या अली मदद, सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह।
या अली मदद अजीज भाई,
या अली मदद, या अली मदद,
या अली मदद,
या अली मदद, या अली मदद। शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। काजी उल हाजात नामत या अली मुश्किल कुशा। सुभान अल्लाह, बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब। Let's start our session with the holy name of Nur Maulana Shah Kareem Al Hussaini. Hazir Imam, Hazir Imam. Ya Maulana Mehrban, Madad Farma, Al-Hayyul Qayyum, Ali Allah, Madad Farma. Ya Maulana Mehrban, Madad, Madad Maula. Ya Hadi Zaman, या आले नबी औलाद अली, या अली है बरहक, या इमाम बरहक। ए हमारे दिलों के बादशाह, हमारे अकूल के पालने वाले, या मौला तेरे नूर की रोशनी हम गरीबों पर, हमारे अंधेरे दिलों पर डाल दे मौला। या मौला तू जानता है कि हम इल्म और रूहानियत के मामले में कितने गरीब हैं मौला। या मौला मेहरबान, या मौला मेहरबान, या मेरी रूह की माँ, या मेरे अकूल के वालिद, या मौला आजा अपने बच्चों को संभाल ले मौला। या मौला, या मौला हम तेरे छोटे छोटे लाचार बच्चे हैं मौला। प्लीज मौला हमें उठा ले, हमारा हाथ पकड़ ले मौला। एक प्यारी माँ की तरह हमारे पीछे पीछे चल मौला, कि कहीं हम गिर ना पड़े, कहीं हमें कोई चोट ना आ जाए मौला। या मौला, या मौला मदद फरमा, मदद फरमा मौला। नूर मौलाना शाह करीम अल हुसैनी हाजिर इमाम, हाजिर इमाम। या मौलाए मेहरबान, या मौलाए मेहरबान, तौफीक ताहिद, तौफीक ताहिद, हिम्मत व यारी मौला, हिम्मत व यारी मौला। या मौला अपना नूरानी हाथ हमारे कंधों पे रखना मौला। Keep your blessed hand on our shoulder मौला। Please stand by us, close to us मौला, so we can feel your noor, so we may be able to see in the light of your noor. Ya Maulai Mehrban, all praises, all beautiful names are yours. Our tawakkal, our hope are with you. You are the Noor-e-Ilahi, the manifested Noor on this earth. You are the true Imam and guidance, which Allah had promised to every human, to the mankind. If we don't see you, Mola, if we don't hear you, Mola, if we don't understand you, Mola, then we are blind, we are deaf, and our heart has been closed. Because you are the sun and the sunlight But if still we don't see, it must be something wrong with our eyesight, not you, Mullah. Friends, my elders, young children, those of you who are here today and now, and those of you who will hear this recording later on today, tomorrow, next week, next month. We, as Ismailis, as the follower of the Imam-e-Zaman, हम जो इमाम के मुरीद हैं और जो हमें अपना नूर देना चाहता है, जो हमारी हिदायत करना चाहता है, उसके लिए जरूरी है, it is upon us that we listen to him, we must follow him, because he is the Hadi-e Barhaq, he is the Imam-e-Zaman, he has the complete knowledge and the Amr and the authority to guide us. He is the chosen one. And he is here for our enlightenment. Look at the subject that we are about to see. We are almost at the end of Ramadan and Roza. And what we like to do today is to challenge our mind and our heart. आज हम आखिरी दिन के अंदर है रमजान के महीने में. आज हम अपने अकूल को और अपने दिलों को एक चैलेंज करना चाहते हैं. To see where we stand, where are we in our understanding, in our tariqah, where the Imam is the living guidance, a living nur. Not a religion of the past, but a tariqah of the present. As you see on your screen, there are two ahadith. And I would like you to pay attention to some of the words and ask question. Remember, self-reflection is the must. Our tariqah teaches us self-reflection, personal search. Imam guides us toward the batin, as the zahir is for all, but batin is for us. Our tariqah is the tariqah of a batin. इमाम हमें इस्लाम के बातीन की तरफ ले जाता है. चूंकि हमारा तरीका बातीन है, ना कि तरीका जाहिर. Therefore, it is correct to have a subject like reflection of Roza and the benefit of Batini Roza. Zahiri Roza in itself is there. There is no argument with anyone. What is Zahir is for all. Isn't that what Imam said? But Batin is for us. Batin is for our Jamaat. Our vocabulary, our way of expression matters. It matters. We first must understand the Batin before we try to explain to others. Let's look at these two ahadith on your screen. And I would like you to pay attention to one word in this hadith, in both hadiths. Prophet Muhammad says in this hadith is from Bukhari, Sahih Bukhari, a known hadith book, and it is also with the number hadith number 32967 and 68. So easy to find this hadith, not only in Ismaili source, not only in the Shia source, but also in the Sunni source. Sahih Bukhari is the Sunni source, but he has done a good job collecting the true ahadith of Prophet Muhammad. The hadith reads, and pay attention to this, because this may be applying to you and me. This hadith may be applying to us. The Holy Prophet said, indeed, among you there is the one who will fight. Underline word, fight. This word, fight. For the sake of Tawil of the Quran, as I did for the sake of Tanzil. The Prophet was asked, is he the Abu Bakr or Umar? He said, no. Rather, he is the mender of the shoes. Kasifun Nahal. That is Ali. Here, I just want you to pay attention to this word fight. This word right here, fight. Prophet Muhammad said कि जिस तरह से मैंने तंजील के लिए जंग की, इसी तरह से तुम्हारे दरमियान में एक है जो तावील के लिए जंग करेगा. The word jang, as I have fought for Tanzil. We have read the history. We know how hard time was given to the Prophet for bringing the Quran, the ayah and the Tanzil of the Quran. He had to fight with whom? He had to fight with the Kafirs and he had to fight with the Muslims because they were not ready to listen to him. They were not ready to listen to him. So he had to fight to bring the ilm, the tanzil, the ayat, the hidayat of the Quran. क्योंकि वो लोग सुनने के लिए तैयार नहीं थे. उसके लिए उसको लड़ना पड़ा, जंग करनी पड़ी, बाहर के लोगों से और अंदर के लोगों से. Then he says, just like that, as I have fought for the Tanzil, there is one amongst you who will fight for the Tawil of this Tanzil. आप में से एक ऐसा होगा जो इसके बातीन के लिए आपसे जंग करेगा, आपसे लड़ेगा. हम लड़ते कभी है किसी से जब हम उससे साथ डिसएग्री करते हैं. When do we fight? When we disagree, when we argue. Remember, I said at the beginning, today I would like to challenge your mind and your heart. Today's lesson will not be easy. I felt so weak at the beginning of this session. I had to ask for extra help from the Imam Zaman because I can see how amongst us there are people who are still fighting with the batin of our tariqah because they don't like the batin. They don't agree with the batin. They are fighting with the Imam after 1400 years. Hazrat Imam and all the Imams in between continue to fight for the batin, for the tawil of the Quran. And even today, and we saw every time we talk about the batin of our tariqah, every time we talk about the zahir and the batin of the roza, of the zakat, of the namaz, of the hajj, of the jihad, there are people amongst us who disagree and who fight. Not fight with me, but they disagree and fight with the Imam. And we see that every day. That makes me sad. That Imam has to fight with us. Us. We are supposed to be the follower. We are supposed to be the murid. But due to our lack of ilm, understanding, iman, whatever you wanted to call it, Imam wants to take us to the batin of the Islam, and we are forcing, resisting, and fighting to stay on the Zahir. The prediction of the Imam of the Prophet was, the Holy Prophet says, I am fighting for the sake of Tanzil of the Quran. Ali is fighting for the sake of his Tawil. He did not say that I am bringing the Tanzil for you. I'm teaching you Tanzil. He said, I'm fighting for the Tanzil. And Ali will fight for the Tawil. Why Imam, after 1400 years, is still fighting with the Murid? Why are we resisting the ilm, the hidayat, and the batin? Are we making Imam do what Ali had done with others? What is the purpose of our disagreement with the Imam? Are we doing that intentionally to hurt him? Or are we doing due to the lack of knowledge शॉर्टनेस ऑफ ईमान, क्या वजह है कि आज हम इमाम के फरामीन को, जब इमाम कहता है कि हमारा तरीका बातीन का तरीका है, हम जाहिर की तरफ तवज्जो देते हैं। कौन सा इमाम का फरमान है जहां पर इमाम ने कहा कि आप जाहिर को फॉलो करें? इमाम ने कहा हमारा तरीका तरीका बातीन है, हमको बातीन को फॉलो करना है। Very early on, Imam had talked about that we must learn the batin of the Quran. We fought, and we never learned the Quran. We resisted Quran. When the Imams brought our attention to the intellect and knowledge, we fought. Sometimes not intentionally, just without thinking or understanding. Imam in his Diamond Jubilee Didar not long ago in 2018 again talks about our tradition in Islam. Imam says, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. The second point I would like to make to my Jamaat is our tradition in Islam is an intellectual tradition. And I say to my spiritual children, invest in your intellect. Learn. Use learning for the benefit of yourself, of your families, and your Jamaat. Let me stop here and take a minute. Our tariqa, our tradition. Because as Mullah Ali said 1400 years ago, the intellect is part of Islam and there is no separation between intellect and religion. That is Mullah Ali's call. Imam, after 1400 years, is speaking to us through this farman of the same fact, that it is the intellect which separates us from the living animal. It is intellect which makes us a human. Intellect. And in our tradition, in the Islam, is an intellectual tradition. In Ismaili Tariqa, with the Imam and Imam's Farman throughout the time. Imam have given us the guidance and Imam has taught us and have given us the Farman to learn. Not only to learn for ourselves, learn for our families, learn for our Jamaat. So this kind of questions would not be there. Either we say that we are the Batini Tariqa of the Islam, then their question of the Zahir will go away itself. Or we say that we are El Zahir, not El Batin. Then the question of the Batin goes away. We cannot say in one place we are El Batin, but then emphasize on Zahir. Imam, after 1400 years, is teaching us again and again about the batin of our tariqah. Why? Why does Imam in his 49th Jama have to remind us that our tariqah is the tariqah of the batin? What is written is for all, but the batin is for us and our Jamaat. You know why? Because Imam can read our heart, our mind, and he can see that we still have the question in our heart, in our mind about the Zahir. Why don't we do this? Why don't we recite namaz? Why don't we do what others do? Why don't we have Roza? Why don't we have this? Why? Imam can read your heart and mind. So he's answering you. He's not shying away from it. And we are not shying away from it. He's answering you that our tariqah is the tariqah of batin. And let me tell you something. There is a great benefit in batini tariqah. Great benefit. Let's take an example. And we can see this in our Ginan. Kapda dove so kya hua? Dil dove so pave. Zahiri practice, Zahiri Roza. Anything of the Zahir is for the benefit of the Zahir. Kapda dove so kya hua? Dil dove so pave. How do I wash my heart? Can I wash with the water, with the physical water? Without the batin, we cannot wash our heart. Just as we have a water to purify our physical being, our body and our clothes. Just like that, there is a batini water. The ilm is that water which can wash away our ill concepts, which can wash away our false argument. And that is the false argument. Look at Surah Toba, ayat number 32. That there are people who, with their false argument from the breeze of their mouth, are trying to blow away Allah's nur, the Noor-e Hidayat. This ayat is for us. If we are using the false argument against the Imam and the Noor-e Hidayat, then with our mouths breathe false argument. And that is nothing but the false argument. That we are trying to blow away Allah's Noor, the Noor-e Hidayat, which comes from Imam. This is a hard subject. But inshallah, remember, we have asked Imam to help us. We ask intensively, with most humility, we have asked Noor-e Hidayat, Imam-e-Zaman, to guide us, to help us. We have taken his bayah. We call ourselves Ismaili, the follower of the Imam of the time. So what we should be doing? If Imam say our tariqah is the tariqah of batin, then why argument of the zahir? जब हमने इमाम की बैयत कर ली और मान लिया कि हम उसके मुरीद हैं और हम इस्माइली हैं, तो इस्माइली होने के नाते से हम पर फरमान फर्ज हो जाता है। और जब इमाम ने कह दिया कि हमारा तरीका तरीका बातीन है, तरीका जाहिर नहीं है, तो फिर जाहिर के लिए क्या आर्गुमेंट है? आप देखते हैं कि इल्म वो टूल है। Ilm is that tool which we can use to understand. We can use the tool of the ilm. We can utilize that ilm to understand for ourselves, for our families, and for our jamaat. And next time, when someone asks us, are you observing Roza? Answer should be with the utmost confidence, with the power of the knowledge, Imam being in your sight. Of course, we are observing Roza as per our Imam's guidance. With confidence. Why are we being kind of not believing in our tariqah? And therefore we are kind of shame. No, 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 no. We do not need to be shame. Imam has given us the guidance and the ilm to understand the Batini Roza. I would like to present this one ayat to you, that we are with the Noor-e Ilahi, with the Noor-e Hidayat, with the Imam, with the eyesight. Say, can the blind, who are blind? Who are without the Noor-e Imam, Noor-e Ilahi, without the guidance. We are with the guidance, if you believe. Say, bolo, can the blind and the sighted be equal? क्या वो जो अंधे हैं और वो जो आंखों वाले हैं, वो जो इमाम के इल्म, नूर और हिदायत के बगैर है, और वो जो इमाम की गाइडेंस नूर के साथ है, क्या वो इक्वल है? और कैन डार्कनेस एंड लाइट बी इक्वल? जो जहालत के अंधेरे में है और जो नूर की रोशनी में है, वो बराबर हो सकते हैं? नहीं, my brother and sister, my elders, with most humbleness, I request to listen to Imam's Farman, to follow Imam. Look in the light of the Imam's Noor and his guidance. Don't be ashamed of your religion, of your belief. Don't be ashamed of Imam's Farman. But we do not argue. There is no fight. With the Al Zahir, there is no fight. I was just talking to someone yesterday that when someone asked this garib and nachis, and I like to give this example to give you the vocabulary and understanding how to speak to others outside our tariqah. Someone came to me and said, you guys don't have namaz? You don't do namaz? I said, how do you know we don't do namaz? Have you ever been to our Jamaat Khana? And he said, no, I've never been to your Jamaat Khana. I said, then why would you say that we don't do namaz? जब उसने कहा कि मैंने सुना है कि तुम नमाज नहीं पढ़ते हो, तो क्या तुम मुसलमान नहीं हो, नमाज नहीं पढ़ते हो? तो मैंने जवाबन उसको पूछा कि तुमको किसने बोला कि मैं नमाज नहीं पढ़ता हूं? क्या तुम कभी मेरे जमात खाने में आए हो? तुमने देखा है कि मुझे नमाज पढ़ते हुए कि ना पढ़ते हुए? तो उसने कहा कि मैं तुम्हारे जमात खाने में कभी भी नहीं आया हूं। मैंने कहा, and I told him, how would you feel if I will blame you that you don't do your namaz? He replied, but why would you say that? I said, well, I have never been to your masjid. I have never seen you offering namaz. How do I know you offer namaz? I have never seen you. I have never come to your masjid. You see, आपको इल्म और इंटेलेक्ट से काम लेना है। हमारे पास इमाम का इल्म है। Be confident. Be confident in your language, in your standing. क्या उसने जमात खाने में आकर देखा कि मैं नमाज पढ़ता हूं, मैं रोजा रखता हूं? मेरे को नहीं पता है कि वो नमाज पढ़ता है कि वो रोजा रखता है। मुझे क्या पता वो नमाज पढ़ता है कि रोजा रखता है? हाउ वुड आई नो? मैं उसकी मस्जिद में जाके नहीं देखा, मैंने उसको नमाज पढ़ते हुए नहीं देखा, मैंने उसको रोजा रखते हुए नहीं देखा। अगर वो कहता है कि मैं दिन के वक्त खाना नहीं खाता हूं, तो मेरे पास 175 पीपल है मेरे फ्लोर के ऊपर जो डाइटिंग पर है, एंड आई नेवर सी देम ईट। तो क्या वो सब रोजा रखे हुए हैं? मेरे साथ जो 175 और लोग काम कर रहे हैं, वो दिन में खाना नहीं खाते हैं, लंच नहीं लाते हैं, क्योंकि वो डाइटिंग पर है। तो क्या वो रोजा रखे हुए हैं? बी कॉन्फिडेंट इन योर intellect, in your knowledge, and you can do that. Imam has provided us enough guidance, more than enough guidance. I'm not asking anyone to argue. Do not argue. I'm not asking you to argue, but stand firm on your belief. That is what we are talking about. Roza means to restrain oneself. रोजे का मतलब है अपने आप को किसी चीज से रोकना। भूखा रहने का मतलब रोजा नहीं है, वरना अभी अभी नाचीज ने एग्जांपल दी आपको कि मेरे जॉब पर सबके सब रोजाना ही रोजे में होते हैं क्योंकि वो डाइट पर हैं। रोजे का मतलब भूखा रहना नहीं है मेरे भाई। रोजे का मतलब है अपने आप को बुराई से बचाना, बुराई से बचाना। रोजे का मतलब था अपने आप को पाकीज़ा करना, और जाहिर से आप जाहिरी जिस्म तो साफ कर सकते हैं, पानी से आप अपने जिस्म को तो धो सकते हैं, अपने कपड़े तो धो सकते हैं, लेकिन being righteous requires batini roza. Restrain yourself from bad deeds. रोजा रखें, बातीन का रोजा रखें, ताकि आप अपने अमाल को पाक कर सके, अपने दिल को पाक कर सके, अपने ख्यालात को पाक कर सके, अपने ईमान को पाक कर सके. That is batini roza. And there are great benefit of batini roza. I'm going to tell you a secret. Some secret that you already know. I wanted to give you a secret which you already know. एक राज की बात बताना चाहता हूं और ये राज आप जानते हैं. पता है वो क्या है? बातिनी रोजा विल ब्रिंग यू क्लोजर टू अली अल्लाह. जाहिरी रोजा नहीं. बातिनी रोजा will bring you closer to the noor of the Imam. Because when you keep batini roza, it will clean your heart, it will clean your mind, it will remove the bad deeds away from you. That will cause the Imam and Imam's noor to come close to you. बातिनी रोजे का क्या फायदा है कि वो आपको इमाम और उसके नूर के करीब लाएगा. क्योंकि बातिनी रोजा आपके दिल को, आपके दिमाग को, आपके बुरे अमाल को दूर करता है. और उसकी वजह से कॉज एंड अफेक्ट, उसकी वजह से इमाम और उसका नूर आपके करीब आता है. बेनिफिट ऑफ बातिनी रोजा. ज़ाहिरी रोजा कैन नॉट डू दैट because zahir is for the body, batin is for your soul. Intellectual roza is done through the ilm and your mind, not through the physical. ये है हमारा तरीका, ये है हमारा मजहब. इमाम मुस्तनसिबुल्लाह अपने पीर बिंदाते जवाब मर्दी के अंदर फरमाते हैं, the whole year you must fast just as ordinary Muslim fast for 1 month. आपको रोजा रखना है पूरे साल. क्योंकि रोजे का मतलब था to control yourself from what? From the bad deeds. ये था बातिनी रोजा और इसके ये फवाइद है, इसके बेनिफिट है. ये we are reflecting on batini roza, not on zahiri roza, because our tariqa is the tariqa of the batin. And let's say what Allah says. Don't forget about what this Garib and Achi says. Who cares what Aziz says? Let's listen to Mala Papa, let's listen to Imam, let's listen to Prophet, and let's listen to Allah. And this is what ayat says. O you who have believed, condition put in, कि जिसने यकीन लाया, जिसने ईमान लाया. जिसने ईमान नहीं लाया उसके लिए बात नहीं हो रही है. O you who have believed, decreed upon you is fasting. तुम पर रोजा फर्ज किया गया है. किसके लिए पता है रोजा फर्ज किया गया है? It was decreed upon those before you so that you may become righteous. परहेजगार. जाहिरी रोजे से आप परहेजगार नहीं बन सकते हैं मेरे भाई. अगर जाहिरी रोजे से लोग परहेजगार हो जाते हैं तो आज हम मुसलमानों की ये हालत ना देखते हैं. बातिनी रोजे से अपने आप को परहेजगार करो. देखा कितना फर्क है इमाम के फरमान को समझने और ना समझने में. जब हम इमाम के फरमान को समझते हैं और उस पर चलते हैं तो हम अपने आप को परहेजगार कर देते हैं. और रोजा हम पर फर्ज किया गया था ताकि हम अपने आप को परहेजगार करें, ना कि अपने आप को भूखा रखें. Reflection on the roza and the benefit of batini roza, that is our subject for the day. I hope you will never forget this lesson. This will bring you to the next level of the understanding of our tariqah, of our practice, of our farameen, and the guidance of the Imam. ये हमारे बेनिफिट के लिए है, हमारे दिल और दिमाग के लिए है, ताकि खुदा ना खास्ता हम इमाम के से आर्ग्यूमेंट ना करें. So Imam would not have to fight with us a constant battle. Imam should not have to do that. But even after 1400 years, Imam is telling us about the Batini Roza. Why? Because we keep refusing to listen to him. So he had to fight, because that is his job. He will continue to fight as long we are arguing and fighting with him. खुदा ना खास्ता हम वो लोग ना हो जो इमाम के सामने खड़े हो जाते हैं. मौला माफ करे. तो तस्वीरदार, हमने बहुत इस्माइलियों को देखा जिन्होंने इमाम के सामने खड़े होकर इमाम से झगड़ा किया. May Mola be with us. May Mola forgive us. We have seen so many Ismaili. They have hurt Imam. They have fought with Imam. कौन? बाहर के लोग नहीं, मैं इस्माइलियों की बात करता हूं कि उन्होंने इमाम के खिलाफ काम किया, इमाम से झगड़ा किया. You know who I am talking about. We cannot shy away from this. जो फैक्ट है वो फैक्ट है. आज भी आपको वो मिलेंगे जो अपने आप को इस्माइली कहते हैं और फिर इमाम से आर्ग्यू करते हैं. और वो इस्माइली भी मिलेंगे कि जो इमाम से झगड़ा करने की वजह से हमारे मजहब को छोड़ के चले गए. You will find them. Roza was to make us righteous. हमको हमारे अमाल के अंदर दुरुस्त करने के लिए रोजा था, भूखा रहने के लिए नहीं था. Fast was to decree upon you so you may become righteous. This is the essence and the purpose of the Amr of Allah. Ekame Ilahi about Roza. Wajidin about fasting Roza, and the day of Zahir and night of Batin talks about that. I will share this with you so you can read and enlighten yourself. Enlighten yourself so you may understand and follow the Farman of the Imam. This is just a part one. We will continue to talk about the reflection of Roza and the benefit of the Batin of the Roza. So let me stop here and we will continue. Inshallah Ta'ala. Ji. If you have any comments or question, open your heart, ask whatever you like to ask. Don't be shy. Ji.
Subhanallah, sir, Subhanallah. Friends, if you have any question, please share in the chat room.
Ya Ali Madad?
Ya Ali Madad.
Sir, can we keep Laylatul Qadr ka roza, Laylatul Qadr ke din?
जाहिर रोजा की बात कर रहे हैं या बातिनी रोजे की बात कर रहे हैं? पहला सवाल ये है.
Zahiri.
तो जाहिरी रोजे के लिए हमारा क्या ख्याल है? देखें, जाहिरी रोजा तो आप रोजाना रख सकते हैं, बीच को रख सकते हैं, चांदरात को रख सकते हैं, और हमारे पुराने जमाने में जुमे को भी रखते थे, जुमेरात को भी रखते थे. Zahiri Roza is the symbol. You can do whatever you like. There's no argument there. लेकिन उसके बातीन को समझकर अगर आप लैलतुल कदर को और उसके राजों को जान लिया है आपने, यानी कि आप लैलतुल कदर को पा लिया है आपने, तो आपको रोजा रखना जरूरी है। तो क्या आपने लैलतुल कदर को पा लिया? क्या आपको पता है कि लैलतुल कदर क्या है, किधर है और कौन है? क्या आप लैलतुल कदर को पहचान गए हैं? क्या आप लैलतुल कदर तक पहुंच गए हैं? क्योंकि रोजा किस लिए था? ताकि उसके राजों को छुपा ले, अपना मुंह बंद कर ले। देखिए मौला बाबा का फरमान, अभी करंट फरमान है, ज्यादा दूर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, कि जब आपको वो हैप्पीनेस, वो नूर मिले, तो अपना मुंह बंद रखना। बी क्वाइट, कीप इट टू योरसेल्फ। ये फरमान आपको याद है ना? अभी अभी हुआ है। जब आप लैलतुल कदर के नूर, उसके राज, उसके बातिन तक पहुंच जाए, तो आप रोजा रखेंगे, खामोश हो जाएंगे, अपने मुंह को बंद कर देंगे। आप समझ गए मेरी बात? Do I need to explain this in English for our English speaking friends? जी,
Ya Ali Madad, sir.
या अली मदद।
Some people doesn't they set up their mind, doesn't matter whatever you do, they don't listen. They don't even listen. They say, don't talk about it. We know why we keep on. Including some of my family too. You know, because some of when I told some of my family, they went and asked some of the missionary, because all the missionaries are different, you know, they say different. So they went and asked some of the missionary, and they said, yeah, we have to keep Roja. It is compulsory. We have to do it. And they said, okay, the missionary is saying that we can keep it. Why are you saying no? I said, listen to another 3-4 other missionaries. They said, no, this missionary said is right. We have to keep it.
So
Doesn't matter
let me
what.
answer this. Let's say that's an easy question. If anyone asks me, should we keep Zahiri Roza? I will say refer to the Imam. Doesn't matter what Aziz said. This Garib don't matter.
Yeah.
What Imam said matters. You see? Whose Farman are we supposed to follow? Imam's
Yeah.
Farman or missionary's Farman? मिशनरी के फरमान को मानेंगे कि इमाम के फरमान को मानेंगे?
Yeah.
You
वो
see?
मिशनरी भी बोलता है कि नहीं जी मौला भी बोलता है, मौला रोजा हमारा है जरूरी है, क्योंकि हम लोग को जानना चाहिए कि लोग जो भूखे रहते हैं उसका क्या हाल होता है. We learn to know how these people are suffering without food, so that's why we feel sorry, and we can learn what is happening with those people without food. That's why we have to know.
So my question is, are we not human? Don't we feel other humans' hunger without me
Yeah.
being hungry? So what you are saying, I'm an animal. As an animal, I don't understand other people's hunger until I'm hungry myself. I'm not an animal. I refuse to be animal. I am a human, and Imam had made me a human. And as a human, I have an empathy. I feel for others. I do not have to be hungry to feel the hunger. I am here with Imam as a human, and as Imam is helping the humans worldwide, I'm supposed to do the same. I do not have to be hungry to remember or to learn or to understand. What is going to happen? Okay, so let's say, just for the sake of argument, okay, that 1 month I keep my Zahiri Roza, I'm hungry, so I feel for others, and then I forget for 11 months, I forget.
Yeah, that's what I told them. They said, no,
Make
no.
no sense.
Yeah, that's right.
Ji,
They don't
ji.
understand. Their mind is set up, they can't
It's
understand.
okay. It's
No
okay.
point
We will
argue with
pray
them.
for them. They will
Yeah,
understand. We will
that's
pray
true.
for them.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Ji. Do we have any other comments or question?
Sir,
Yali
we have
Badar.
the chat, sir.
Ji.
Sir, yeah. So few friends asking what is Batini Roza and how can we keep Batini Roza and what to refrain in Batini Roza.
Okay. So I will encourage you to listen to this lecture again. Batini Roza is the purpose of purification. And we have said this in this session earlier on. And with the Faramin. And what does Faraman says? Batini Roza is to be righteous, to do good deed. अपने आमाल को दुरुस्त करना बातिनी रोजा है. To purify your eyes, your hand, your mouth, your ears is the batini roza. Your ill concepts, your thoughts, restraining, keeping away from them, restraining yourself from thinking bad of others is batini roza. Batini roza is of the heart, of the iman. Batini roza is of your intellect. Batini roza is of anything other than zahir. So let's talk about it. We have two batin and one zahir. We have a physical body, we have a soul, and we have intellect. Soul and intellect are the batin of a zahir human. As we use water to clean ourselves and our clothes, Giryawzari and ibadat is for our soul, ilm and understanding is for our intellect. So when we purify them, that is our batini roza. We are restraining ourselves. We are keeping ourselves away from what? Away from the bad deed. Remember roza meaning restrain yourself from bad deeds. That is batini roza. Ji.
Sir, yeah, another question. For Batini Roza, how to bring out goodness among people who bring out anger and sadness in you?
Batini roza is a self-reflection. Batini roza is for self-cleaning, for the self-righteousness. Through your action and through your vocabulary, your tongue, you can bring goodness to others. Who others? Number one, who has assigned you to purify others? Has anyone given you assignment to purify others? That would be the first question. If your answer is no, no one has assigned me to purify other, then batini roza is for yourself. But then on top of that, because Imam says the ilm is for yourself and your family and your jamaat. So what do? Through your action and through your ilm, you present yourself to others so they may learn from you. You cannot force that on them. You cannot force them on them. Don't argue with them. Don't argue with them. Ji.
So another question we have. You said we should confidently say we do keep Roza according to our Imam's guidance. But some Ismailis argue with other Ismailis that Imam has not told us to stop fasting from food and drink. So it is not right to say Ismailis only have to do the Batini fasting, but must also do Zahiri unless Imam sends a farman saying we don't. How should one answer that?
Easy, very easy. Stop arguing with the Imam. Show me a Farman where Imam says keep Zahiri Roza. Show me a Farman where Imam says keep Zahiri Roza. Show me a Farman where Imam says our tariqa is a tariqa of Zahir. You will not be able to argue with that, right? So that shows us that Imam is guiding and fighting for the batin of our tariqa. And we are arguing and fighting with the Imam for the zahir of the tariqa. You see, my friend, I dearly love you all. Be careful in our argument. Be careful. Remember, I'm not here to argue with anyone, nor I encourage you to argue with anyone. If you like to keep the Zahiri Roza, there is no argument. As I'm not forcing my belief on you, do not force your belief on me. See, we are brother and sister. Don't forget that. We are brother and sister. We all are born with the free will. We are born with free will. If you like, with your free will, as you believe, if you think the Zahiri Roza is a must, there is no argument. There is no argument. But don't force that on others. Just like we are here and we are learning through the Farman and the Ginan and the Quran. What we are saying that this is our belief, and this is belief on this Ginan, this Farman, this Quranic ayat. All of this is done on our belief, and we are taking our belief from these references. Now let's say you also have a reference where Hazrat Imam have said keep your Zahiri Roza, then there is no argument, because we don't argue with Imam. There is no argument with Imam. If Imam has given a Farman of Zahiri Roza, then so be it, without any question, without any argument. If someone want to keep the Zahiri Roza, like I was just talking to my sister a few minutes ago, go ahead. You don't need my permission. You don't need any missionary's permission, because Imam has given you the free will. Imam has given you intellect, and Imam has given you the Farman. We have the Ginan, we have the Quran, we have the Farman. There is no argument. Ji.
Yeah, the
Yes,
gentleman, right? They're saying, show us one farman. Mullah says not to keep roja. Show us one farman. That's what they argue for it.
The Farman is in front of us. Imam say our tariqa is the tariqa of the batin, and the physical roza is of the zahir. You see that? Imam ने कहीं पर भी नहीं बोला कि आप जाहिर को फॉलो करें. If that was the case, Imam would have sent a farman which will say that during the Ramzan you must keep the Zahiri Roza and you must do everything of the Zahir. But Imam sent a farman in writing that says our tariqah is the tariqah of the batin. And Imam have said that our tariqah is not of a Zahir. What is Zahir is for all, but the batin is for us and our tariqah only. You see that? So again, remember, there is no argument here. If you wanted to stay hungry and if you wanted to keep a Zahiri Roza, you're still going to be my brother and sister. I'm still going to love you as much. There is no argument. So we cannot have an argument when I'm not arguing with you. Right? Because argument has to be two-way. If somebody want to keep the Zahiri Roza, be my guest. You have a free will, just like I have my free will. Just don't force that on me. See? G.
Aziz bhai, though the farmans do clearly state that we should be one of the Batin Tariqa and we should have Batini Roza. I have been given to understand that Imam keeps the fast for the whole month. Is
I
that
don't
for?
know if this is a question or is this a comment.
No, I'm asking that Imam keeps the fasting for a month. Is it to show to the Ummah?
Okay. So what was the reason for the fasting? Let's understand this intellectually. What was the reason for the fasting? Can anyone unmute and tell me?
To attain
Anyone?
taqwa, to learn
To attain?
righteousness or taqwa, piety.
Okay. So are you saying Imam keeping Roza because he's not pious, so he can attain the Pakizgi? Let's think about what we are saying. Are you saying Imam keeping Roza so he can be righteous, so he can attain the Pakizgi, so he can attain the closeness of Allah? What are we saying? Let's think about it first. Imam is the Noor-e-Ilahi. He is the Noor. What are we saying? Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Imam, the Roza is to restrain ourselves from the bad deeds. Khuda na khasta. May Mola forgive me for saying this. Are we saying Imam is doing bad deeds, so he's keeping himself from the bad deeds? Or Imam doesn't understand the hunger of others, so he have to keep Roza so he can feel for the others? What are we saying? Think, my brother. Think. G.
Severe question. How is Shukar Bij Roza different from Ramzan Roza?
Okay. Roza, that's what we need to understand. I think the problem is that we're not understanding the word Roza. Roza meaning to restrain oneself from something. Okay? What is this something? That is, when you reach to the Ramzan or when you come to the Jummah and the Chandrat that day, when you reach to that junction of Friday and Chandrat, keep quiet. Keep quiet. Keep Roza. Restrain yourself from talking and disclosing. Don't disclose the day of Chandrat to others. Keep Roza. So to keep Roza, a symbol was given to us. As you close your mouth from the food, keep your mouth closed and do not disclose Roza and Chandra to others. When you reach to the Jummah and Chandrat combinedly. When you find that day, keep Roza. Does this answer your question? When you come to those 2 days, keep Roza. Ji.
Sir, can you please elaborate more on this?
Ji. We can do that. Okay. So what is Jummah? Does anyone know what Jummah is? What makes Jummah better than Jumerat or Somwarat or Mangalwar or Budwar? What makes Jummah greater than other nights, other days?
Because Prophet Muhammad come in the 7 days, Prophet Muhammad take the place. That's why.
So Jummah is the day of Muhammad. That's what my sister just said. Okay. That's why we call it Jummatul Mubarak, the blessed day of Friday on which Muhammad came. And this is the day when he brought us the guidance. This is the day when he brought us Mola Ali. This is the day when he brought us Quran. This is the day when he brought us Noor. So you see the importance of Jummah. That's why we are always put our suit and tie to go to Jamaat Khana for Jummah. A blessed day, a special day, Jummah. On top of that, what is the day of Chandrat? Does anyone know? As my sister gave us the understanding of Jummah, what is the day of Chandrat?
Hazar Imam's presence in the physical world.
Chandrat is the day when the day of Qiyamah came. Who gave us Chandrat? Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah. What did Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah in his first Farman? Today is the day of Qiyamah. Very first Farman. Don't go too far. Very first Farman. So when we come to that junction, the day of Friday, the day of Prophet Muhammad, day of the Qiyamah, the day of the Imam, like my sister said. When you come to the junction, keep Roza. Don't disclose. When you understand the Ilm-e Muhammadi, and when you understand the Tawil of the Imam, don't give this to others, because this is for us. We have seen our Ismaili, they are disclosing our ilm to others. They are not keeping Roza. Keep Roza. Don't disclose this to others. This is a special day for our Jamaat. The day of the Tawil of the Imam, the day of the Ilm of the Muhammad. When they come together, keep Roza. Ji.
ये अली मदद
Ya Ali Madad.
सर हमको अपने बच्चों को ये बातिनी इल्म देना है तो ये समझाना है कि नबी साहब और हजरत अली के नूर के बारे में या अपने मजहब तो इसमें तो रोजा नहीं रखना है ना ये तो हम अपने बच्चों के साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं ना
जी देखें रोजा जो है ना यानी कि खामोश कब रहना होता है कि दूसरों को अपने मजहब के बारे में नहीं बताना होता है हमारे बच्चे दूसरे हैं कि अपने हैं यही बात जो मैंने आज इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर करी अगर मेरे को कोई बाहर के लोग बुलाते वॉइस करने के लिए तो मैं कौन सी जबान यूज करता दूसरी जबान यूज करता ना अपने मजहब के रास्ते नहीं बताता उनको मैं डू यू सी दैट डू नॉट डिस्क्लोज टू अदर्स ये इसका मतलब होता है डू नॉट डिस्क्लोज टू अदर्स समझ गए आप?
Yes, thank
हमारा
you.
तरीका हमारे बच्चे को सिखाना है, और वो इमाम का फरमान है कि टीच योर चिल्ड्रन योर नॉलेज, right? That is Imam's Furman. I think I may even have that Furman in front of me somewhere. If you don't teach your children your tariqa, they will become like a donkey. ये इमाम का फरमान है। तो जी अपने बच्चों को सिखाना है, बातिन सिखाना है, जाहिर से ज्यादा। देखिए हमने क्या किया, you know mistake we made, we taught our children the zahir of our tariqa, we never taught them the batin of our tariqa. That is the mistake we made. हमने बोला जमात खाना, हमने बोला दुआ, हमने बोला गिनान, हमने बोला फरमान, कभी भी उसका बातिन नहीं समझाया कि जमात खाने का बातिन क्या है, हमारे दुआ की मायने क्या है, फरमान का मतलब क्या है, गिनान का मतलब क्या है, कुरान का मतलब क्या है, ये नहीं सिखाया हमने। तो मौला ने एक और फरमान फरमाया है, अगर आप अपने बच्चे को हमारे मजहब का जाहिर सिखाएंगे तो वो जाहिरी हो जाएंगे, जबकि हमारा मजहब बातिनी है। देखिए सारे फरमान आपके सामने हैं, मैं अपनी तरफ से कुछ भी नहीं बोलता हूं, नन ऑफ दिस इज माइन, ये सारा इमाम के फरमान से मैं बोल रहा हूं जी।
So there are no questions in the chat. Any friends, any question? Please unmute your device.
At the end, I would like to repeat this hadith for our thinking. And we learned and noticed that even today, there are people who are fighting, and therefore Imam has to fight for the batin of our tariqah. Keep this in mind before we say anything. Imam is fighting for the batin of our tariqah even today, as predicted by Prophet Muhammad 1400 years ago. The Imam has to fight for the tawil and the batin of the Islam, as Prophet Muhammad had to fight for the zahir and the tanzil of the Islam. Why Imam has to fight? Because we are arguing, and we are keep arguing about the zahir, and he's keep telling us, teaching us that we are the tariqa of the hakikat and we are the tariqa of the batin, and we are keep arguing and fighting with them. Sometimes not verbally, we don't see ourselves arguing with the Imam, but every time we fight and talk about the zahir, we are arguing and going against his wish of the batin. By default, we are arguing with him. By proxy, we are arguing with him. Thank you, everybody. If there is no question, no comment, we can stop here. Thank you again. Ya Ali Madad.
Thank you, sir.
Yani
Mola.
madad. Yani madad.
Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad. Thank you.
वाली मदद
Ya Ali
Ya Ali
Madad.
Madad.
Ya Ali
याली
Madad.
मदद
Ya Ali
सर,
Madad.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। मौला सुखी सलामत आबाद रखे।
Ameen. Ameen. Ameen.
Yali
Yeah,
Madad, sir.
thank
May Mola bless you
Ya Ali
always.
Madad. Ameen. 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 Ya Ali
Yali
Madad.
Madad, Mola bless you with lots and lots
Ameen.
of seva.
Ameen. 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 Ya Ali Madad.
याली मदद सर, ईद मुबारक
you.
हो, बड़ी उम्मीद पूरी
Eid
करे,
Mubarak.
सुखी आबाद रखे,
Ameen.
जी
Ameen.
याली
तंदुरुस्ती दे,
मदद।
हमेशा सेवा में रखे, मौला की
Ameen.
ईमान दीदा नसीब करे।
Ameen. 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 Ya Ali Madad.
ईद
Ya Ali
मुबारक
Madad.
सर, ईद मुबारक वाले।
Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.